Hi, friends. Doc South here with you, and a Lord's Prayer moment. I I was thinking back, with this pandemic going on. The reason I started the Lord's Prayer moments, and honestly, I don't intend to stop doing them, even after the pandemic goes. There'll always be something to pray about, I think. And if nothing else, a thank you or two wouldn't hurt now and then. Yes. and But I was thinking back when I used to live back in North Carolina and was with a rescue squad. I remember we used to sometimes take very premature babies to a medical center out on the other end of Raleigh. They'd be born in way too soon to make it necessarily, and they had to go to the intensive care unit for preemies and premature babies. And I remember I got to know. Well, there was a girl working there, a nurse there, who was the fiance to a fella I worked with. And whenever we were there, if we brought someone in, again, a baby and sometimes the mother, I'd see her. She'd always tend to be there. And I always admired that young lady. She took me into that unit, as I recall. I don't remember a lot about it, except that the babies were very tiny. Oh God, they were, not big at all. And she was, and I have a cousin did the same thing, retired now, was a nurse in such a unit. And I said, my God, and this was stuff you used to get as a rescue person. I don't know how you guys do that, going to auto wrecks and all. And I said, well, we just worked hard and we cried about it later. They'd say, you didn't cry. Oh, yes, I did. Cried like a baby when I got home. These nurses also the same thing. They'd say you just had to get it out of your system. If a preemie passed away on you, you did all you could, and there was just nothing else could be done. And these were well trained, beautiful nurses that, frankly, very little phased them. But sometimes a death just caught them wrong. Same with rescue. And I guess what I'm saying is when you see the staff kind of getting all teary eyed and looking kind of funny, something serious is going on. Dealing with premature babies who are very ill, and may not make it is serious business. But they held up to it, and in many cases, they their efforts, well, bore fruit, and the baby survived. Same with us in rescue. Now and then, we'd get someone in, and doggone if they didn't live, and they wouldn't have made it had it not been for us. And then the ER staff and the other doctors that took care of them. But I've noticed this when the wife and I, Sandy and I, be watching the reports on the coronavirus, and especially when it was in New York, but I imagine anywhere you go where the pandemic has hit hard, you do see, when it first started, I said, oh heck, it's just a bad flu. How bad? Mr. Optimist. But all of a sudden, one day, I remember, I guess it was when all this was hitting in New York so hard. I saw some doctors who actually, usually doctors don't look two-faced. These guys being interviewed looked very worn out, very shook, and I think one or two of them was crying. And certainly nurses, you would see they'd have interviews with nurses coming out of the hospital for a break, and just gulping tears from what they'd been through, and saying, my God, I got to go back in. I got to go back in and fight some more. And these are good people, is all I can say. They're facing it. From what I can gather, from what I hear, this corona is not a pleasant disease to catch. And to see these healthcare workers, and I'm sure ER and emergency workers, doctors and such, probably even the custodians, uh, being as shook as they are, I would say take it serious. Take it very serious. They're really battling a fiend in this disease. Something they definitely need any comfort you can give them, any support, and just do what you can. And a prayer for them, I don't think would hurt a bit. Uh, Maybe even before you pray for yourself, pray for them. My thought. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. So be it. And again, take it serious, friends. You I would be a little on the cautious side, the way things look to me. Okay, I'll see you later. Thank you, and God bless. Uh, we'll see you tomorrow.